What's up, everybody? This is Dale from Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm here with my partner Riaz, bringing you guys this nine-game slate here on Wednesday. Wednesdays are always huge for the NBA. Usually we got like 11 to 13 games, but here there's nine. So this one's gonna be a fun one, man. We're coming off a tough day last night. We had the Taco Tuesdays, so Durant hit and then Curry didn't hit. Those are the two tacos that they offered, and just you can't predict something like injuries, man. We had Aiton though who did well. Booker got hurt, which is unfortunate. So just a couple things happened, but hey, a little bit of an off night. But now we got a bigger slate, more things to choose from. It's kind of tough to go heavy on a smaller slate. You don't want to throw the house on a smaller slate because things get tricky. Like I said, and injuries happen. But we got a bigger slate here, a lot of good games. So I'm really excited to get into this slate here. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We're Upstate Bets. We cover Prize Picks videos for NBA and NFL. We do NFL videos kind of Friday night, Saturday morning. Check those out. We just dropped the Discord too. That was yesterday. We dropped the Discord. We have almost 50 members now. So you can join the link down below. To hop in the Discord, we talk. It's been fun lately. We talk about sports. We've been talking about different lineups. We cover some DraftKings stuff over there too, a little bit too. So it's been fun, man. So hop in there. It's a good time. And you can sign up using promo code Upstate. You get a $100 deposit match. So you put 100, get 100 back, 25, 25 back. So you can do that, which is awesome. You can mix and match sports on Prize Picks. There's no sharks, no nothing. You play against the house. So it's been fun. So welcome. I'll hop in, and this is going to be a little bit longer of a video, and Riaz is going to start us with the points.
The first guy I like for points is Gary Harris. Getting a minutes bump with Jalen Suggs being out, Cole Anthony's back. I think Gary Harris here at the points over 8.5 is a great play considering even though he hasn't had that much run this year, and I mean he is only shooting 24% from three, under 40% from the field. When he gets the minutes, like the last two games, I mean, he had 11 points, 16, and he played 32 minutes those both games. He just has to find a rhythm. Like when you get a guy who's just primarily just shooting the ball, I mean, he grabs some boards and gets a couple assists, but he's primarily just a sharp shooter. So I like Gary Harris here a lot.
I was leaning on Gary Harris a little bit. Then when I realized Cole Anthony's not on the injury report, it kind of steered me away a little bit. But he's the type of guy that can come out there and just hit three threes. He's not been shooting great this season, but we saw his time when he was with Denver. He played well. So if he can get the run, I think he's a solid option here at 8.5. He's definitely someone that I was looking at too. Like he's one of the guys I was like, damn, he's been getting a lot of run lately. I don't think the minutes are going to fluctuate too much with Cole Anthony coming back as he gets a lot of the point guard usage. But with Suggs being out, obviously Harris gets a little bit of a bump there. We saw a lot of minutes at the beginning of the season, and then it was trending downwards where he was getting like 14 minutes a game, like sometimes like 18, less than 20. But lately, he's averaging about 32 minutes a game. So really nice to see. And like you said, can shoot the ball from deep. And if he gets going, he's a solid option there, 8.5. For me, I'm gonna scroll down here. I've been on him quite a bit so far. And that's Terry Rozier. So he's at 17.5. The reason I'm on Rozier is just the volume of shots. We've seen games so far this season where he's put up 16, 15 three-pointers. Just literally unreal to see. That's that sort of volume for someone like Rozier. I like this offense a lot. They're run and gun. They play at a nice pace. And also a little narrative I'm playing is I think Drew Holiday is going to give LaMelo Ball a tough time, so LaMelo is going to be looking to pass. He might not shoot as many shots if Drew Holiday is getting up in his grill, and he's going to have LaMelo's going to have a tough time. Holiday is one of the better defenders in the league, if not one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, and I think they're going to lean on Rozier here. He's coming back to back 31-point games, 32 against Washington, just shooting the ball really well this season, and I really like him tonight going against this Bucks team.
You can't really argue with a guy who's made back-to-back six threes in his last two games, and you touched on that perfectly. Lamelo just he just makes people gravitate to him. He's such a playmaker, so that's just gonna leave Rozier open for a lot of open threes that he just continues to take advantage of. The last guy I want to talk about is Jared Allen. He's going against Miami. His line's sitting at 14 and a half. He's been smashing this year. It's been awesome to see. Not only grabbing a ton of boards, but he's been scoring a ton of points. If you just look at his last four, he's hit this 14 and a half. He's coming off a monster game against Dallas. He had 28 points, and then if you just look, he just goes on streaks where he's getting over 20 points, over 15 points. So that's really promising to see. And I like the matchup. I think, yeah, Bam's going to be tough, but Bam's not particularly the best center in this league. And I think Jared Allen is just on a rampage right now where it doesn't really matter who is on him. He's just going to take advantage of him. And we've even seen him step out a couple times this year and chuck up a three. I mean, it's very unlikely, but there is just a small sample size. He's only taken a handful of threes, but he is shooting almost 70% from the field. So it takes double digit shot attempts, and shooting 70% is just great for this 14 and a half.
So the couple things here for me, I think Jared Allen looks the best out of those three guys. Between Markkinen, well, there's four here. Between Mobley, Markkinen, and Garland. I've been on Garland a lot, but I like Allen the most out of these guys. Obviously he gets a lot of his looks from underneath the basket, but I think Butler's going to have his way with someone like Garland. I don't know. I'm assuming Bam is going to be on Jared Allen most of the time. Markkinen can have some decent looks this game too. He's not a bad option. I think both of these guys can get the over, but I'm on Allen a little bit more. Just like you said, but like perfect, going on a rampage lately, putting up a lot of shot attempts, and the Cavaliers are pretty good. This could be like a little bit of a statement game for them. The Miami Heat are getting a little bit healthier. You could see the Cavs want to win this game, prove to them that they're a nice option in the East here, and then they want to be a solid and respected team. And I think all four of these guys are going to have solid games, but I think Allen's probably the safest option here at 14 and a half. I really like his over.
Without a doubt. I mean, I can't really say much about Jared Allen. He's just been on fire.
Is there anyone else here in points, or you want to hop to rebounds?
No, we can hop to rebounds.
So for rebounds for me, I'm on one guy. I know there's a couple guys that look really good here. Like I said, there's a bunch of games, but I'm on Jovel here. He's playing against Dallas. Porzingis is questionable right now, and that's big for me. We saw him just have a monster game scoring wise last time out there. They played the Clippers, and they blew out the Clippers, which was very surprising to see. They beat them by 20 points. And in the first half, Jovel shoots 7 for 7 from three, which is just unbelievable. But I mean, we're not here for points, but I'm just saying, in terms of rebounds, like we know his upside. Like we haven't seen like the 2020 game yet this season, but like we've seen a ceiling as high as 15. He's at 11 and a half here. We know what he can do, especially when he gets to run. There's been a couple times this season where he's got like 19 minutes, 24 minutes. You don't want to see that. But they're going against Dallas here, and the center rotation that Jason Kidd rolls out between like Powell, like they barely give Boban any some run, like it's just like and Kleber, like it's just very weird. They're mixing out guys. I think Jovel is just the clear cut best, going to be the best center on the floor, coming out of here tonight against Dallas, and I really like this matchup for him, especially if Porzingis misses.
Without a doubt. The only guy I'm on is Wendell Carter Jr. Love the line sitting at 8.5. He's got a tough matchup against Jokic, but I don't think he's gonna be on him much. I think Jokic is gonna be on Mo Bamba. I kind of like both of these lines. These two are just kind of mesh well together, but I like Wendell Carter more, and that's just on the fact that he has a steady workload. We know even in blowouts he still gets that 30-32 minute run that we're looking for, and even if he's not capitalizing on scoring 12-15 points, he always seems to grab the boards. I mean, if you just look at his last five, he smashed this number every single time, and he's going on runs where he does grab double digit boards for 5-6 games straight, and then we see a little drop down, but it's not much of a drop down. I mean, there's even games where he's going 17 points, 7 boards, 15 points, 9 boards, and we're really only looking for 9 here, and I think he gets 10 or 11. I think this Orlando team with Cole Anthony coming back keeps this game close, and he's going to snag a bunch of boards.
between him and Bamba, like you said, I like Wendell a little bit more. Bamba's going to be dealing with Jokic down there. Wendell's going to have a really solid opportunity to just grab some boards. Cole Anthony's going to be back. They're going to be chucking. There's going to be some opportunities for some offensive rebounds here. I don't like him in the points today, but rebounds looks really solid. Just at 8.5. I expected this to be a little bit higher just because he's been hitting this the last 5 games. Maybe I thought this would be at like 9.5 maybe, but 8.5. I think it's a very solid option. If you scroll down a little bit, just a guy I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to highlight, but you're coming back. Between the Houston game and the OKC game, they're playing back to back here. Christian Wood went off last game. He had 21 rebounds. He's been playing a lot better as of late. Started off the season slow, had a little bit of a slump there in the middle, but we're a quarter way through the season. Christian Wood's finally coming into form here. So like I said, they're going back to back. 21 rebounds last time, and without OKC having like that real true center, Wood's in a solid opportunity to go back to back here. Maybe not 21 rebounds, but to at least maybe push on 12 or get 14, 15. That's a solid spot. But over an assist, a couple guys look decent to me. But the guy I'm on, and I've been on him, like I said, I've been on a couple of these guys, over and over again. And I'm back on LaMelo Ball. He's at 7.5. I really think this line's going to shift. I think this line's is gonna move to 8. So if you're not on it yet, I'd hop on it if you do like it. But I'm on it simply because it's not loading right now. But he's went 13, 13, 13 in his last 3 games. And we've seen the ceiling games from him so far this season. Tremendous playmaker, and like I said, Drew Holiday might give him some trouble scoring the ball. So I think if he gets to a point where he's not able to score, he's still going to be on the court, so he still has to play a role. And he flourishes the most when he's passing the ball, getting people open looks, throwing those full court passes, just getting out on the break. So I don't have to talk about LaMelo much, but I'm on him here while this is still at 7.5.
Great line for LaMelo Ball. It's like you said. It's crazy that it's still at 7.5 after back-to-back 13 assist games, and it was nice to see PJ Washington really get involved in this offense. He knocked down 5 threes, which was kind of crazy. So LaMelo's got weapons everywhere. Love the 7.5. The one guy I'm on is Tyrese Maxey. It was nice to see him. Start racking up assists for this team. It's been on and off with him. He gets 4, he gets 5, but if it was nice to see against Orlando have 9, Minnesota 10, and his line still be low at 4. He's the primary ball handler here, and with Joel Embiid back, Tobias Harris looking like he's back. It's just nice to see that there's finally somebody who can handle the ball. I mean, Ben Simmons is not a true point guard, and Tyrese Maxey is, and he should continue to rack up these assists.
I like Maxi here, just because of the minutes, man. At 4 assists, he can get this really. He's the type of guy that can get this in a half. Realistically, we've seen the ceiling before. At 9 assists, coming off back-to-back, 9 and 10 assist games, which is really nice to see. So we know what he can do as a playmaker, and with Embiid back, hopefully they can get some things rolling between those two. That'd be solid to see, and that'd be just better for the team and the offense. Going against Boston should be a little bit tougher of a matchup. He should be dealing with Marcus Smart a little bit. So it's not the easiest matchup of him for him scoring wise, but this is where he might get a boost in assists. He might have to feed the ball to his primary scorers, like Tobias Harris or Joel Embiid. I think he's in a really solid spot tonight, especially with the run he's going to get. He should get around 35 minutes as he does every single night. So Tyrese Maxey in a solid spot. We'll hop to 3-pointers made. A couple guys here. Like I said, I touched on Rozier already. I like him in the points a little bit more than 3-pointers, but he's been shooting a tremendous volume of them. Riaz touched on PJ Washington, straight 5 threes in last game, which is awesome to see. Is there anyone here you want to lock in, Riaz?
I don't mind the PJ Washington just on the fact that if you just kind of look throughout all of his games, um, it's just nice to see that his line is at 1.5. I mean, against Chicago he makes 5, Houston he makes 3, and Minnesota he makes 5. So we know PJ Washington can shoot the ball from 3 very well, and he loves taking them. So I actually like that PJ Washington, and I mean we're kind of just staying at this Charlotte team, and it's tough because we've seen Milwaukee just hold teams to 40, 30 points at half, only have him score 60, 70 points. But even LaMelo looks good from three at his line at two. So just a bunch of guys here.
I think that's why we see some of these lines a little bit lower, why we're gravitating towards them, because we know Milwaukee's a solid defensive team, and Vegas must know it too. That's why they're kind of leaving these lines a little bit low. But I understand why that is. Some of these there's people like Paul George who's a shooter at 2.5, but we're just gonna hop over to fantasy score here, and I'm on one guy. And I've been on him a little bit this season, on and off, and he's burnt me a couple times. But I really like Sabonis here at 41. He's coming off a monster game, and with no Miles Turner, we know how the usage goes for him. So I'm just gonna say screw Sabonis right now in every other category for me, and I'm just going right to fantasy score because I know he's the type of guy that can do it all. He can go out there and get you, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, 10 points, like, and just have like this this adequate triple double, but it would just rack up fantasy points just out of nowhere. So he's a do it all kind of guy. We've just seen so many fluctuating games from him, and it's been frustrating from time to time. But let's get Sabonis going, man. Like, I want him to start playing better. The Pacers are better when he's playing better. 41. This is probably where it's gonna stay because he's had some up and down games, but in terms of the matchup and everything here against Atlanta, I like Sabonis.
Yeah, I mean, I had Sabonis on the points, and I just kept watching the game, and he wasn't scoring. He was just racking up assists or racking up rebounds, and it was crazy to see that he only had 10, 11 points, but he had uh, 21 rebounds. He ended up getting, I believe, 15, or he had 16 points that game, but love Sabonis at 41. The guy that I really like, it's kind of a weird pick. I touched on him a little bit in the threes, and that's PJ Washington. I like him back here at the under. He's kind of primarily scoring. The fact that Miles Bridges has been just kind of flourishing in this offense and kind of taking that leap forward that we thought PJ Washington was going to do. We know he's been dealing with a lot of injuries, um, but there's just games where he doesn't get the run. He's only scoring or he's only getting rebounds and assists. So at 26 and a half, it just seems way too much to get to. And we've really only seen him get there against Houston. So I like the under for PJ Washington.
Not only that, the matchup is tough. I mean, when you have to deal with Giannis, it's never going to be easy. So he's in a spot where he might deal with some foul trouble too. The shot's been falling for him, which is what you like to see, shooting 51% from deep. But we know he's not going to sustain that. That's a tough. That even some of the best shooters in the league don't sustain 51 and a half from deep. So PJ Washington at 26, it's just like fair, but I know where you're coming from for the under, and I definitely can see him getting under here for sure because we're on the Charlotte Hornets a lot in this game too. So one of these guys has to go under. So let's go PJ Washington for the under, and I think that'll wrap things up, man. Is there anything else you guys say?
Just definitely check out the Discord. We're pretty active in that. The community we're trying to grow is going to be something unmatched. So I would definitely get in that Discord.
Without a doubt, dude. Hop in the Discord. It's been fun. Let's smash this Wednesday NBA slate, guys. Let's have fun tonight. Hop in the Discord. We'll talk some things, drop some lineups, some things shift. So hopefully we get some cash rolling tonight, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.